Yes, me. Thanks. I was in Kroger earlier. I was walking through the drinks aisle, and there was a half-empty jug of eggnog, which means somebody grabbed it and chugged half of it and then put it down.
I'm done now. I don't ever want to drink this same jug of eggnog again. Wow.
But I mean,
entirely wasteful.
I don't know how you can do that. Like biologically.
Oh, chug half a jug of eggnog?
In one stint.
Wait, was this a 1 gallon or 1 liter or 2 liter?
It was a 1 gallon.
A whole gallon?
Yes.
Not a half?
Yes.
Oh my God. I didn't know this. Is at Kroger they sell that?
I guess it was a half gallon. You're right.
Oh, I could do that.
Still.
A quarter gallon?
A quarter gallon.
I could easily.
You don't think you'd throw up?
No, but I'm used to eating raw eggs, like we've talked about before. Are we keeping any?
The problem is the dairy.
Yeah, which I don't know. Are you lactose? Do you lactose?
Have you seen the videos of people who try to drink like a full gallon of milk?
No.
Your body's response is no.
No, sirree.
You throw up. It's not humanly possible.
I think it's not. I think it shouldn't be humanly possible to drink another animal's milk anyway.
It's just too much base.
Oh yeah, it would upset. Yeah, you're right.
All that
stomach enzymes
all that base hits your stomach, and your stomach's like, I have to be made of acid.
I have to be acid to work. Excuse me. Get this garbage out of here. So the same thing would happen with like soap.
Yeah, right.
And also for other reasons that soap is probably really toxic for you.
Soap tastes so bad.
I think, yeah, you might vomit from the taste anyway. Why is it, we're all keeping this all in, right?
Yeah.
What I have planned isn't going to be any more interesting than this. We're not playing a game today. Sorry, everybody.
Joel says we're doing some sort of mystery surprise.
I've kind of already talked about it, but I haven't uploaded or published the episode where I discuss it, I don't think. So you probably forgot.
Like the SCP episode.
Yeah, but I've been thinking about this and looking forward to it for a very long time. So, but yeah, first, before we get started, I want to ask you, why is it that the best smelling things are the bitterest? Not necessarily the worst tasting, because I love the taste of coffee, and the smell of coffee is absolutely amazing, but it is very bitter. Why is that? I think that you're smart enough to give me an answer. It's like the aromatic rings.
I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure there is a definite correlation, right, between the taste of bitter and something being like aromatic.
I think that in my mind, it's almost like the floral smells or fragrances, and also flowers are bitter.
I got an even more intellectual one for you.
Oh no!
Why Febreze smell good, taste bad?
Why this? Yeah,
it makes no sense.
Man, when I used to work at the we should just do this. Just have episodes where we're just talking. But
sure.
When I used to work at Star Merchandising, I would basically take everything off a shelf. They would outsource this. It's different stores like Family Dollars, AutoZones. I would take everything off the shelf, spray down the shelves, clean it, take them apart, reassemble them if they needed to be in different, positions or heights, the individual shelves.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, yeah? Oh, yeah, we need to try our cake pops also. Stay tuned. At some point during this episode, we're going to give you a Starbucks cake pop review.
Stay tuned for 1 second to hear me bite ice.
I don't think that was right. Yeah, I'm so sad that the chocolate frog didn't come through like I wanted it to.
I was really crunching on that.
Yeah, it was really loud in the car, and on the mic, it didn't sound like anything. But
that was also the SCP episode, wasn't it?
No, that one already came out. That was today's episode.
Oh, okay.
With the chocolate frog.
That was the dead space.
But anyway, shit. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, working at the Star. Star. Was it Star? Anyway, I was working there, and my favorite job there was to go to the chemical sections of dollar stores, because I would like be stacking fabric softener and like Fabuloso cleaners and like all these things all day long, and I'd come home smelling so nice I would just curl up in my bed and take a nap smelling like flowers.
Huh.
Yeah, that wasn't nearly as interesting as I thought it would be going into that story.
That's okay. I used to work in a warehouse when I lived in Lexington.
Yeah.
The warehouse held like 4 things. It held
oh no, I don't even show up.
It was baby bonnets. Yeah, like baby bonnets.
Yeah.
Sunglasses from a local company. And like Friends of Coal campaign stickers and shit. Yeah, it was a very eclectic group of
Wow.
things. We also had the warehouse also had like a print shop.
It's
where we would print like
wow. Everything. The only line that I can connect through all of those things is almost like this quaint aesthetic, because like I don't think anyone puts bonnets on babies anymore. I don't think that many people are like.
We shipped a lot of bonnets out.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
to the Cole families.
I hated working. I was the only guy. I was the only male man in the warehouse. It was all.
You hated that?
No, I didn't hate the job necessarily. I hated working on the bonnets because part of the bonnets, because we had to fulfill orders.
Yeah.
So like, an order would come in that's like 10 bonnets, and we had to prepare the bonnet in the box. So we had to like crumble up some like wrapping paper or like like packing
very
paper.
tedious.
And then we had to like put the bonnet on it as if it were
bonnet on it.
Bonnet on it.
I had to put the bonnet on it. Bonnet on it.
And we had to like I hated it.
Yeah.
And I did such a bad job at that particular part of the job that eventually the women were like, "You go do sunglasses." And I was like,
"You can no longer bonnet. You cannot bonnet."
I could not bond.
I thought you just hated babies or women. I could cut out anything that you say and just make it whatever I wanted.
You could put together a word salad.
Yeah, I could.
Anything.
I hate babies.
I'm gonna give you some more verbs.
Yeah. Say.
I fucked. I killed.
And now I can just put anything. And I realized too, like watching this back, that your catchphrase is just, yeah. So I could use any one of those I could use any one of those yeahs.
Yeah.
Might be like, Nick, do you hate babies?
Yeah.
Feel free to take that out of context.
Why are we on YouTube, Joel?
Okay, this is the only video that this channel has ever uploaded, and it's my channel, but it's so obscure and no one likes it that I can't even find it. So let's see if I can find it.
So we're watching your YouTube channel on his YouTube channel. All right.
Yeah, you'll understand once I get it.
Subscribe to this.
I have to remember the name of whatever the heck this is. Oh, yeah. Do you like those typing noises? There I go. It still doesn't show my video. So this is me. Do you like that picture?
I can't.
I found that. Oh, there's two things on here. I found that 10 views at a Bob Evans Farm Festival. And I thought it was so cute and looked like me, kind of. Can you see it?
Not really.
That I wanted. Yeah, so this is my literature channel. It only has 2 things that I've ever uploaded to it because I've hardly ever actually made audio for the things that I've written, but in a previous video.
Shit, is this your story?
Yeah, I'm finally gonna make you listen to it.
All right,
you ass, because I asked you to like 20 years ago.
Which one is it?
It's not. This one is entirely in Elizabethan English.
Fuck that.
So we're not gonna do that one. And the main reason
it's 40 minutes of Elizabethan English,
dude. That's part 1. The entire link there are 6 parts, and each one of them is about 40 minutes.
You uploaded that a month ago.
Yeah. No, I wrote this last year, or this year. It's almost the end of the year. By the time this comes out, it'll probably be like last year, because we've got a lot backed up right now.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I have an entire story about a guy named Aiden, and it's one of my favorite stories I've ever written. We will go through that one eventually, but I don't think that anyone watching this would enjoy like struggling to understand Elizabethan English for X amount of hours. So this one isn't you say it.
This is regular English.
Thank you. Contemporary English. And the main reason I wanted you to listen to this is because you said you got an insanely high score on English in the ACT, right?
Yeah.
And so...
You want me to judge it?
That's exactly what I want you to do. You're going to have total control of pausing it. You need to pause it at least like once every like 5 minutes or something. And
so I have to pause it 4 times.
At least. I would rather you pause it just like more than that. I really want like a lot of input.
Okay.
This is going to be very interesting to me. You know, criticisms, make it constructive. Don't just like hate on me, please. But yeah, I'm excited for you because I think that you.
What choice did I have?
Wait, I'm gonna pause it real quick.
You've got like AI reading it.
Yeah, no, I was gonna do it, but I sounded like, what choice do I have? And I didn't think I was out of the mood.
Do you have this written somewhere?
I don't know. I might have it on my iPad at home. I at one point had it up here. Oh,
just okay.
Sure. You want to open up the transcript so you can like listen and read at the same time?
I will dramatically read it if you want.
Oh my god. Let me see if I have it somewhere. Let me get my phone. I can cut this part out. Dramatically read it.
Sure.
You would do a better job than these guys, probably.
I'm in a couple YouTube videos
dramatically reading things. Oh, we're back on.
Oh,
so that he can promote himself. Go ahead, Nick, while I try to find this.
I'm in a couple YouTube videos. Because I'm in channels that do like sourcing for voice actors.
Ooh.
So I'm in a couple channels.
I don't know what that means. I'm stupid. Explain to me and all the other viewers out there who don't know what that means.
There's a channel called Nomadic Hound.
I don't have it written down.
You remember when we talked about SCPs?
Of course, yeah.
He does like dramatic stories about SCP. It's almost like a radio drama.
That is awesome.
And I am in a couple of those with other voice actors. We can watch one if you want.
Yes, we should absolutely do that.
I have a small part in one that's like 2 hours long.
Cool.
We've
got time tonight.
I have a pretty big part in one that's like 20 minutes.
That one, then. If you got a bigger part in that one, and it's also episode length, we don't need to time this one either because this is 19 minutes. Oh, you know what?
And I'm in another one too, actually. So I think I'm in 3 videos.
Dang, dude. Well, yeah, I'm totally down. I'm totally down to check those out because I'm interested in seeing more of what you do. You're very secretive about all the things that you
talk about anything. I was like, oh yeah, I'm in these things.
yeah, like that.
Because you were like, you'll dramatically read it, and I was like, yeah, I do that thing.
Yeah, I think the thing is that like once I get on one slightly like niche subject that you know a little bit about, you go on about that.
You were like, you're the video game guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I got you.
First, you were the board game guy. Now you're the video game guy. Then you were the acting guy. You did those like private films. What are they called? Indie films? Not private films. That sounds wrong. I just meant like not publicly funded. But yeah, you're a jack of all trades, a master almost of all trades, I'd say. Yeah,
I'm a master of nothing.
Well, I'm even farther away from. One of
the videos I was pretty proud of because the character that I voice in, I don't remember the SCP designation, but the character that I voice was like the self-insert for the guy who wrote the SCP.
Yeah.
And he commented on the video. He was like, I wrote this.
Oh, my gosh.
And he was like, I was really happy with what he wrote because he was like, this rendition of the story made me cry.
Oh, my God.
I was like, oh, my God.
That is huge praise. That's incredible.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
I really wish that I could. I don't know how accurate this transcript would be, but would you rather try to read this as hard as that might be, or would you rather just listen and then comment?
Whatever.
We'll listen to this one and then.
It seems like this is how you presented it.
Oh no, I don't know anything about presentation.
You presented it with an AI voice.
I just like that font. I don't like the voice either, but that's okay.
It's a story about a man with an AI voice who had no choice.
Or you're not sure if he had a choice or not.
That's true.
Man, I'm excited for you to read this.
I'm judging it by this.
You're judging it by its cover. You're not supposed to do that. I'm
judging it by the thumbnail.
I never once, when making that, intended for anyone to judge it by it.
Okay. Well, there's this.
Man, I'm so excited for you to listen to this.
You've been talking about it.
It's not good. Make no mistake. You're not. You're not going to enjoy it.
What the choice?
This is for my sake to get like feedback from someone whose opinion I respect.
Did you create this image?
Yeah. That's also AI generated, and then I liked that font. So yeah, I cheated on all of this. The story has no AI. I wrote this long before I understood what AI was. I don't know if AI.
Silk sheets.
I have no idea if AI was out when I actually wrote this, but whenever I uploaded it and then did the voice thing for it, AI, I was familiar with it. So.
Are you ready?
Let's see if it's gonna actually load. Why this? Yeah, I guess try it. We'll see what happens.
What choice did I have? I lied to the governess that I had seen one of the chefs pocket the Damascus Santoku knife in question.
Can you understand it at all?
Yes.
Okay. Do I need to turn it up more?
No, it's fine.
Okay.
The accusation, warranting a change in staff, would as well entitle me to a meticulous line of questioning delivered by my mother. I laid my hand against the velvet upholstery of the stool I sat in, waiting on the outside of my mother's boudoir while the governess relayed my testimony.
Do you like the way he said sat in like that? It's very awkward. Oh,
the stool may have been made from satin.
Yeah, we're not positive based on this reading.
How much time would it need to stain, simply from the oils in my palm? The mahogany door groaned darkly, and I retracted my hand to my lap. The governess appeared and pulled the door mere inches from close behind her. Only the truth, she hissed, pointing a large, carrot-like finger at my eye. Yes, Mum. She held a moment longer, as if to grant me time for second thoughts.
Does he bite her finger off?
Because it's carrot-like?
Yeah.
I would, because I love carrots. I don't like...
Are you subtly trying to tell us that the narrator wants to bite off his mother's finger?
Yes. This is the governess right now.
Oh, okay. The governess's finger.
Yes. But yes, I'm giving little clues that he's actually a fucking cannibal.
He's an animal cannibal.
Oh.
All right.
I'm not actually.
Then opened the door and stepped to the side. Pins rolled down my thighs as I rose, and I walked into my mother's chamber. She sat on a stool at the mouth of a fireplace as tall as she was, her hands folded neatly in her lap. "Hello, young man." "Mother," I bowed. "Come here." As I neared her, I could detect the deafening silence, which in the case of others, might be filled with the tattoo of a beating heart. "Which one?" she asked. "I'm sorry?" "Which one was it?" "It was at some distance. I believe it was the Santoku." "Not the instrument. Which of the chefs did you see stealing it?" "I don't quite remember them by name." "Describe him." "Well, he wore a hat and a coat."
Like every chef.
She struck me. "Do not mock me, you little shit."
She fucking hit him.
I couldn't describe him, I wouldn't know how. "You couldn't describe the face of the man you caught in the act of stealing. Was that not memorable enough for you?"
"I don't know, Mother. He looked poor."
He wore a hat and a coat. Well, boom!
"All I can say is that he looked poor, like all other servants."
I loved that voice.
"Do you care so little about our possessions?" "I could pick him out," I said. "I could pick him out if I could see them. I would recognize his face." She breathed, switching between my eyes. "Audrey." The governess appeared with her forearms wrapped like pretzels behind her back.
More food.
"Mum?"
It's a lot of food imagery.
I was probably hungry when I wrote this. And I'm like,
it's about a chef.
Okay. Yeah, wow.
The chef allegedly stole a chef's knife.
Yeah. And her finger is carrot-like.
Fingers are like carrots.
And wrapped like pretzels behind her back. Dude, I was hungry. I had no idea that this was all
or you
inspired.
Were currently eating.
Yeah.
And you were like, you're looking around the room and her fingers are like, what's long and fingers like?
What's absolutely hilarious is that is absolutely one of the ways that I think of descriptors is I look around like, I'm like, oh, what is
you were at a buffet writing this. Carrots?
Yeah.
Arms might be pretzely.
I was at Taylor Books. I was like writing writing on my laptop there, and I was like, oh, that smells good. What is that, pretzels? Oh yeah, that's brilliant.
Pretzels kind of look like arms crossed.
But yeah, his mother definitely did not like that he said that he was wearing a hat, just like you said, every chef fucking wears those.
She's a smart lady.
She smacked him up.
Maybe, a little mean.
Oh,
I don't know.
Maybe she's a little mean. He did say that he could hear the deafening silence that would be her heartbeat if she were anyone else. Yeah. So maybe he doesn't like her that much. I don't know.
Maybe he doesn't.
Eat her. Yeah. Not for
Collect the steward and assemble the chefs in the apartment courtyard. Stand them shoulder to shoulder in a single rank, even the head.
She got a fucking firing squad of people?
Sounds like she's lining them up like that.
She said she wants their heads at even level?
So she's telling him because he said he could pick him out in a lineup. She said, align them all in an even row. Gotcha. Even the head chef. Like, there's no discrimination between them. She wants them all side by side.
Okay, I got you. Like a literal lineup.
Yeah.
Okay. It was him, Mother.
That one. I don't know.
Yes, Mum. Will the young man accompany me? Leave him with me. The governess curtsied, then left.
Governor's getting the steward in there.
Throughout the whole of the conversation, my mother's eyes never left mine. Have you seen your sister today? Nowhere uncommon. I haven't seen her since our breakfast. And you've been? A bit restless. I've been all over. So it would be safe to assume that your sister was in her room, if surely you'd have seen her on your journey otherwise. I suppose so. Let's pay her a visit. To tell a lie, especially one of consequence, one must know well the common pitfalls of the liar. Events must follow strictly in the line of cause and effect. There is no room for serendipity in a lie. One event should never follow another chronologically, but causally. One must give details of the events, not surrounding the events. Collateral details widen the tapestry of falsehood and leave a larger picture to remember later. It is also important to remember that the object of a lie is not to be incontrovertible, but to be believed. The third from the left, that will be the man I pick. My sister had a start at the creaking of her door, and rose swiftly from her desk. She put her hands together nervously in front of her, then curtsied. Mother. Mother waved her hand, and my sister stayed in her place. What were you doing last evening? Our sibling eyes met momentarily. I could only blink. I was at the dovecot listening to the pigeons. A groundskeeper might remember you, then? There was a man there at the hour, actually. He was collecting the droppings, but I doubt that he would remember me. I was being strange, and kept to a distance. Mother paused, tapping her fingers on my shoulder. Your brother's come to be quite the hero of the day. He's just informed me that he, himself, has borne witness to a theft within our very kitchen. My sister's eyes shot back to mine, the only members of her face showing nervousness.
Okay, clarify something for me.
Absolutely.
All right, so at the beginning of the story,
yeah,
I correct me if I'm wrong, I believe the narrator said that he was going to lie about this?
Yes.
Okay, and then hereabouts, he says that due to the nature of lying, he doesn't want this lie to be so complex that it's convoluted.
Right.
And so he's deciding now that he's going to select the third in the lineup, regardless of who it is.
Right. That way he's like, okay, that one for sure. He's not thinking about it there, and it will seem more, I guess, genuine.
Okay.
Right.
I'm very curious why he feels the need to do this.
Why he is lying about it, and what the sister will play in this. Why the mother wanted to go pay her a visit. The sister is definitely very nervous, especially whenever the mother spoke that...
Perhaps the knife is missing for another reason.
Perhaps.
And he probably wants to get some servant executed because it's his fault.
Maybe.
Let's see.
Did he? It was the chef, I blurted. Mother moved from my shoulder to around my neck and turned from a hand to a claw.
Magic.
Peculiar, she said. I believe our lowest in seniority has something near to 14 years upon the premises. I guess you never truly know someone. Maybe he learned such habits from you, Maeve?
Oh.
My sister's cheeks turned the color of her lips, and she looked to the floor.
Maeve is notorious for stealing.
Follow me, said Mother.
She's a kleptomaniac.
We came upon the courtyard, and I laid eyes on the man I was going to condemn. I could not yet make out his face, so it was not yet time to aim my finger, but it would be him who will bear the blame. I heard a scuff come from the other side of Mother, and looking over, I saw my sister stumble before being jerked erect by a taller hand. I looked back to the lineup, and noticed now that the man standing third from the left was only the second man of the lineup to have a mustache, a severe minority. I would have mentioned a mustache. Fourth from the left, then. It has to be the fourth from the left, not the third. I can see him now. I raised my arm and pointed my finger directly at him.
Carrot-like finger.
My mother stopped and studied the chef. The steward descended on the man. "You're solar," said the steward. The chef shifted between his surrounding colleagues for an explanation, when the steward placed a hand on his shoulder, and used the other to gesture for the chef to lead the way. We followed the man into the apartment complex, through the winding corridors and entrance ways, until we came to the door of his living arrangements. Along the way, the steward had been flipping through the keys on a large metal ring. At the door, he had already pinched between his thumb and forefinger the correct key, and used it swiftly to enter the domicile. When he noticed that the jamb of the door was tilted to allow the door to shut without body, he took a small iron wedge from the wall and chopped the door agape so that my sister and I could watch. He tore the room apart, throwing picture frames, papers, and other sentimental effects into disarray. The chef only saw it as it happened. I could appreciate the injustice of the situation, but I could not afford to indulge it. The only thing in the world that I could do is protect those who are mine to protect, and this man was someone else's, if anyone's. "Have you been off the premises since the evening prior?" asked the steward, rising from the floor, and brushing his disheveled hair back into place. The chef hesitated. My son has been very ill. I visit him every evening." "Medicine is on the up, isn't it?" "It has been, sir." "Been keeping your eye out for any fertile opportunities?" "Sir?" The steward leveled his eyes on me. "Any doubts?" I shook my head. The chef swung his head between the two of us. "What is this about?" "Mr. Bailey, your services will no longer be required here. I must insist that you..." The steward raised his right foot and glanced at the portrait beneath it. "Assemble your belongings immediately and make from the premises at once. Your final payment will be sent directly to the address listed in your employment information, and a relationship of zero contact will be expected between yourself and the Tudor estate." This can't be so. This is absurd. On what grounds am I dismissed?" "On these grounds, sir. Assemble your belongings." The chef doled out a final, piercing lower to me, suspecting me the agent of his demise, and began sweeping together the items of the floor with his hands. My sister and I exchanged looks. Her lips were parted and swaying with her breath. The steward stepped into the hallway with my mother. "I'll keep until he's finished, then I'll escort him to the buggy, Mum." "Thank you, Arthur." "Audrey, escort my children back to their rooms. They'll not be out and about while dangerous types persist," said Mother, turning her head over her back to either man in the floor. "Absolutely, Mum." "Come on, kids, let's get you to your rooms." We walked in silence on either side of the governess. When we reached my sister's room, she hesitated to enter and rolled a pinched pleat of her dress between her fingers. "Go on in, dear," said the governess. Maeve's feet moved in front of her. On the other side of the door, she spun around, her hair flying outward as she did, to watch me as the door closed over her eye. After the governess and I had made it out of earshot of the room, she turned to me. "You wouldn't lie about this, would you, Michael?" "Have I ever lied before?" She stopped the both of us and turned me by my shoulders to face her. The corners of her frown were falling off the limits of her chin. "Only when you have the opportunity," she replied. "Now listen here. It is a dangerous thing for a young lady to have in her possession, especially one with the impulsivity of your sister. If she hurt herself with that knife, and you knew that she was with it, just think about how awful you would feel."
So the mom knew the whole time.
She was wanting to punish them by being cruel to the Mr. Bailey. That's why she wanted him to wanted the steward to let them watch.
I see.
Yeah, she knew that Maeve kind of is notorious for stealing things, and I think that was her, or I intended it to come across as her cruel way of punishing them by showing them that injustice.
Seems like the narrator's like, fuck that.
Yeah, I've got my sister to protect, and fuck you. Sorry, guy. I can recognize it's unjust, but hey, you know.
So I have to assume the sister did something that the narrator considers sort of heinous already.
How do you mean?
It just seems like there would have been an easier way to deal with this if she hadn't done anything yet.
Oh, so you believe that he believes that she has stolen the knife?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's why he's lying about it, is because he figures, oh, this is another thing she's stolen. I'm going to say I saw a chef do it, and I'll blame this guy so that my sister doesn't get whatever punishment would come of her.
I mean, based on the punishment he got, just for being vague.
Slap in the face.
It may be rather harsh.
Possibly. I'm enjoying this very much. Thank you again for.
Of course.
I'm very pleased that you're picking up on what I was intending to be shown.
Sure. Let's see what happens.
Let's see. We've got, what is that, 7 more minutes? I can't do math.
"I think she'd be fine," I said. "In any case, she doesn't have it." "I hope not," she said, starting to walk again. Although the passageway between my sister's quarters and my own was long and interrupted by a number of multi-purposed rooms, there wasn't a single stair between the two of us, and we shared a common eave. On the outside of the house, walking by the roof, our rooms were nearly neighboring, and it was on that roof that we had found ourselves on many nights like this, when there was much to discuss and little privacy. When I had made it to the middle part between us, she had already arrived and sat hugging her knees looking over the garden. I sat beside her and gave her time to say the first word. The opportunity was untaken. "Why, Maeve?" "Why what, Michael?" "A knife? Why a knife?" She lowered her chin to rest on her legs. "You mean you didn't truly see the chef make with it? Lying's a sin, don't you know? Why do you keep doing this? Just to spite Mother? Are you hoping that she'll save you the decision and put you on the street?" She breathed. "I just thought it was pretty." "You can't keep doing this. I know you hate it here, believe me, so do I, but you're only making it harder for yourself." "You don't hate it here," she responded. "Why would you think that?" "Because she doesn't hate you, not like she hates me anyway." "You're just imagining things," I said. "Everyone imagines it harder for themselves." "All right," she started. If you hate it here just as much as I do, then why won't you even indulge the idea of running away with me? Because we're children. Do you know what happens to children living on the streets? We've got money here, we've got opportunities here, and it will all be ours to enjoy if we could only be patient. Running away would only accomplish turning our best chances in for our worst. She raised her head. And how long will we have to wait to enjoy these opportunities you speak of? Until Mother dies? And how long do you think that will take? Is that why you took the knife, Maeve? You plan on killing Mother? She lowered her head again. Of course not. You shouldn't even have that thing, I started. You're going to hurt yourself with it. Then why did you lie to Mother? Why not just have her raid my room like she raided that poor chef's and confiscate it from me? I had to lie. Do you know what she'd have done to you if she knew that it was you who took it? She might have used it on you. I just don't understand why you do this. Why would you...
What the fuck? is the mother... seems very villainous in this story.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. They're just biding their time, hoping that they can enjoy some of the wealth after she dies.
I mean, I'll be honest, wasn't on the narrator's side. But now...
Oh, really? You didn't like the narrator because he was lying?
I wouldn't say that I didn't like... He's a child.
Sure, and kind of like a lying child, too.
Him being a child, I think, alleviates a certain level of culpability.
Sure.
But I did think he was a little shit. But
For lying about this poor guy.
Yeah, getting him fired, potentially, which seems like that's happening.
Yeah.
But...
If he
genuinely thinks that his mother would have fucking stabbed his sister with a knife, then, yeah, lie.
You almost don't have a choice to lie.
Oh, you're right.
We're not sure yet. We're not positive yet. But yeah, that's interesting. See. And maybe in a new draft of this, it should be more obvious at the beginning that the mother is more villainous. Not just like not necessarily just a bit heartless or cold.
I think you use a good amount of evocative language. I think that you one thing that I wish you did more is focus on you use a lot of evocative descriptive language, but it's almost all visual.
Oh, not auditory or
right.
Like...
If you use things that evoked more of the five senses, this isn't really a huge criticism. I just think that
No, that's hugely interesting to me.
Like for instance, the scene where she hit him.
Mm-hmm.
This would work towards the thing you were talking about, where you want her to be like more vicious.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Perhaps she like rakes her fingernails across his chest, and he can smell the iron and the blood as he's
put that more of that in their
make
head.
Him afraid of her. Make sure that's obvious.
Wow, that's already. You know what also would be awesome if you did all that work for me.
Do you want me to edit it?
That would be super interesting.
In high school, I was our school newspaper's editor.
You did everything. You are a man of a million hats.
I haven't done everything. I played basketball in middle school.
You were the man of a million toboggans.
Yeah.
You played basketball?
My dad is a big sport. We're listening to a story.
Oh shit.
Not telling stories.
Okay.
There's 3 minutes left. I'm on the edge of my seat.
Oh, yes. You look very...
Steal these things that already belong to us. She looked over at me.
Oh, yeah.
The stars already don't understand
what comes through.
She might have used it on you. I just don't understand why you do this. Why would you steal these things that already belong to us? She looked over at me, the stars reflected twice upon her teary eyes. Is anything truly ours if we can't do anything we wish with it? Is it truly your pen that doesn't write the words you want to write? Is it truly your breath that doesn't sing the songs you want to sing? Are those even your feet that can't carry you to where you want so desperately to go? Maeve, I understand what you're saying, but... Michael, we own nothing. Nothing. You truly want to live like this until Mother passes, however far into the future that may be. Ruled? Possessed? Then leave me this. Leave me this one thing of beauty that I can look at whenever I wish, this one thing of intricacy that I can touch when I desire. Michael, the only things I own are those that Mother believes I don't. Please, leave me this. 3 months later, Maeve was found dead in her room lying over her desk. She had made the mistake of mentioning our father in an argument with Mother, and Mother retaliated in the physical.
Then beat her to
Maeve
death?
wanted more than ever to run away, but I stopped her. I had always stopped her. Made newly aware of Maeve's intentions, Mother tightened her already bar steel confinements to a boundary no wider in diameter than the very room in which she slept. The key was kept by the governess, and the steward barred the windows. I was caught several times whispering to Maeve between the cracks of her door frame, and I bore the consequences of those quiet conversations with a stern penitence, not for my mother, but for my sister. She would hardly reply. She lived in her room for 84 days before she passed, and it was 7 years before my 18th birthday when I was first allowed to read the letter left by her. Had the governess not found it first, I should doubt that it would ever have seen the light of day. Maeve had made her feelings for our mother unmistakable, but beyond that, she spoke of life and the mystery that she called hers. She spoke of the pigeons in the dovecot. She spoke of agency and will. She cut her wrists with a knife that, according to my lie, she was never in possession of.
That's it. Oh, what's this guy? Think fast, talk smart.
Well, no.
We're not giving. No.
Okay, let's pause.
Double pausing is going to be our enemy here. We won't give anyone else
This is
views.
all blur. This is all blurred.
Yeah, no. Don't look at this. We're not giving anybody else.
I don't know who this guy is.
No, we do not endorse Stanford. Oh God, it's happening. Oh no, it's blocking you. Okay.
The time skip was kind of abrupt.
Yeah.
I was like, huh?
Was that too much?
I think
I think I was trying to balance between an abrupt, impactful first statement like that she was found dead, but also not just be too disorienting. And I probably went too disorienting with it.
Well, to be honest, the time skip is like, we're talking. She's like, I don't own anything. I only own the things that Mother does not know that I have.
Yeah, leave me this.
She's dead. I was like,
she died.
I believe my exact words was, what?
you did the what's that guy's name? Tim Allen. It did a little bit of the Tim Allen in your brain.
Yeah, I mean, so she was. Sounds like she was like imprisoned at home.
Yeah. So she tried to escape
for 80 days.
84, yeah. So she tried to escape or run away after she had mentioned. I don't know if all that came through because I mentioned it maybe too quickly.
It's a lot of information at once.
Yeah.
It's a lot of information at once right after a shocking turn of events. It's like, she's dead because she was locked up for 80 days and she tried to escape and she killed herself with the knife that I said she didn't have.
Yeah, it's a lot of details following maybe a what the fuck moment.
It feels like maybe at the end you were like, I gotta wrap this one up.
This is already 18 minutes and I don't feel like writing anymore. Yeah.
That's definitely jarring as far as the pacing goes. I think the pacing is consistent for like the first
yeah, it's within an evening.
Minutes. But yeah, I thought it was a fun short story.
It goes from being contained solely within one evening to here's 7 years later. She's fucking dead.
Well, it was like
bye-bye.
3 months, 7 years. Yeah, fuck the mom.
Yeah, I'm glad you think so.
She's a monster.
She caused her child to kill herself.
Yeah.
Which I guess maybe like, well, I don't know. I mean, I didn't expressly say Maeve's age, but it's safe to assume, I hope, that she's similar in age to Michael, who was 11 at the time that he lied about the knife.
I kind of imagine they are close in age.
Yeah, yeah.
Perhaps even like twins or something, the way that they're treated.
Sure. So,
or within 2 or 3 years of each other.
So
close siblings, yeah.
Probably a good thing to do as far as like what changes should be made, especially at the end, would be to...
I mean, you can do a time skip, but so a narrative tool you have is there is a difference between what the character is aware of and what the reader is aware of.
Right.
So you could do a time skip where he like wakes up one morning and the narrative is very matter of fact. Like he's like, I woke up, and you can litter the hints in about what's changed.
Ooh.
Like he goes to breakfast and he looks over at the seat that she would be in if she was not in home imprisonment. And the reader would be like, oh, well, why? What's going on?
Yeah, fewer facts per sentence, and also making that sort of story be more of a narrative, too, because it's very, like, narrative, and I've made this mistake in another instance I'll talk about after I hear what you have to say about this, but the whole story is pretty much narrative. Then at the very end, it's like, report.
The end is like...
here's a few sentences.
It's like a movie. So movie...
And then like
finale, credits, and in the credits, it's like a movie from the 90s where it does like text.
Yeah, it's like also
and it's like
this.
Jennifer went off to college and was never seen again, and
Maeve fucking died.
Maeve got thrown in the home imprisonment for 4 months and was found dead. It's a lot of information on the back end of the story. Like the last 10%. There's more information in the last 10%
than anywhere
the first
else.
90% of the story.
Yeah, so probably if maybe even if I just like had another, what do you think? It's 20 minutes right now. Do you think like maybe like another, consider that 2 halves, have another half, so like 10 more minutes or 5 more minutes, probably 5, to walk the listener through these discoveries.
Sure, yeah, just make the narrative like present in the narrator's life.
Yeah.
You don't need to be like, I just woke up, by the way, here's all the stuff that happened in the last 3 months.
Show, don't tell.
And the last 10% of the story can be that one other day 3 months later where he discovers what happened to her.
Mm-hmm.
And like you can have a nice you can have a little bit of dissonance between the character, what the character knows, and what you know as the reader, and it can kind of be in layers. Like he can wake up that day knowing that his sister's been imprisoned, but not knowing that she's dead.
Oh, so yeah.
It's kind of like a back and forth where you're learning something, then he's learning something, then learning something together at the same time.
But I tell you what, you're good. I swear it. I've sworn it. You're good.
Yeah.
You know what the hell you're talking about. I did this to such a degree, and I think this is pretty consistent in all my stuff, except the Arc Bearer, which I need to get more parts up of. But in another story, I literally write the story, and it's all one way, and then the very end is a concatenation of like 6 MLA style bullet points. I don't know why I do that, but
it sounds like you just struggle with endings.
Yeah, I just like here's
it's
what
okay.
happened.
I mean it's hard to end a story.
Yeah, I just want to keep talking about keep talking during the stories. I'm nervous talking when I write, and then at the very end I'm just like here's all the facts.
What is this episode going to be called? Story time?
Story time. We can just call it What Choice Did I Have?
Yeah, all right.
Yeah. But yeah, thank you so much for listening to that. I'm sure this ran over because we talked a lot at the beginning.
Oh, probably.
We're talking a lot now.
I mean, we could I could keep talking about it if you want.
Oh,
how
no.
how long? What do we?
What do we go down to Audacity there?
Oh yeah.
That might tell us more swiftly. 50 minutes? Holy shit.
Yeah, this is going to be an hour long.
I doubt that anyone will actually watch this. This was mainly for me because I just wanted your opinion. And you know what? We hang out now.
You've got it.
We hang out now primarily when we're recording stuff. So
we started recording at fucking 8:30.
Yeah, sorry everybody. But thank you, Nick, so much for indulging me.
Sure.
And real quick before we end it, give a rubric 1 through 10.
What's the rubric?
Skew it to like my level of having never learned anything ever. So basically, I get an A for effort, right?
You want me to give it a rating between 1 and 10?
I really just want you to say like 10 because I'm like a child.
10.
Yay!